be finally Kelly Pitbull. Oh God, he ain't dead. Run!
O our Father, who art in Zion, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come on earth, thine will be done on earth. Hallowed be thy name. A mafiosi code. We keep each other's secret. It's only when you break rank, you go there and expose us, and for that, we're going to kill you politically. It's the code of the Cosa Nostra. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to breach the code of secrecy. Let us leave it to choice, and who live, live, and who dead, dead. And annoying me in the intervening period. You know what time I get up in the morning? I go to bed between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, and I get up at daybreak. And when I get up nervous many times. Because what's going to happen to us as a people today? And all of a sudden they're concerned about debt in the country. They're concerned about who hungry. They're concerned about who starving. They're concerned about... Just give me a break. Thank you very much.
Well, that is so cliched. I'm not really trying to interfere with the bridge between the rich and the poor, because there's nothing wrong with the rich getting richer. But the poor must come out of poverty. Right?
So well, that's kind of bridging the gap, you know.
That is the equation. It's not a seesaw where one has to go down for the other one to come up. You have to find a way that you encourage the rich to get richer, because in getting richer, they create opportunities for the poor. Opportunity. And of course, if one wants to take advantage of opportunities that are made available, one has to prepare oneself, right? To make sacrifice, to make the effort, because out of effort will come reward. So it's not a simple up and down situation. It is that you have a target of ensuring that no one is left behind and that there's opportunity for everyone to move up.
One of the things...
The price of fuel by 15%. I then realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again just a few weeks ago and raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15% in April of next year.
Trinidad and Tobago. Hold 1 minute. Hold 1 minute. I want to get off the blocks rolling one time. Because again, to you the people of Trinidad and Tobago, if you have a government and they are not working in the best of your interests, whether it's whatever race, whether it's whatever religion, something not working in your interest, you get rid of it. Things hard, things bad. And one of the issues that I would like to raise with immediate effect, because oh gosh, not only that, if this forum, the Ground Report, right here on 104.7 More FM, if this forum is your voice when it comes to mainstream media, use your voice to help yourself. Use your voice to mobilize people. Use your voice to talk to people, to use their voice. That's how it's supposed to be. And this morning we'll be using our voices again to the community of Pre-Sal. Yes, come on now, man. And I hope to see the rest of communities all over Trinidad and Tobago, including the East-West corridor, that are not getting the service that they deserve, to start using your voice. All you have to do is call me. Mobilize your people in your areas. And I promise you I go live with you. Let everybody hear. But let me say this morning, I want to congratulate. And I like this. All I know is like the lashy politicians. But I want to congratulate the MP for the area there, Pre-Sal, when had no water, and the councillor, the MP Anil Ram, and the councillor Anil Baliram, for coming out with their people. Understand? And that's what everybody have to do. They come out with their people because they're feeling the pain for the people. And they are out there today because again, that whole area up there in Mission Road, Calcutta, man, no water about them say 18 days, I go say 20 days. Oh God, boy. I talk the truth. Them says about 18 days. But I say it's about 25 days. It's 30 days. And no water. Because again, people from the area, children from the area, especially the children that doing the lay exams and organizing them standard 5 and them. Oh God, if there are no water to bathe, if the family members have no water to cook, if the family members have no water to wash, what all you expect? What are you all are doing? Marvin Gonzalez, Mr. Marvin Gonzalez, what you all are doing is destroying communities. What you all are doing is destroying homes. What all you're doing is destroying the people's minds. All you're interfering with people's brain. All you're interfering with people's brain. Marvin Gonzalez, you was a chef somewhere or what? And they just make you a minister of national of public utilities? Because people all in your area, Marvin Gonzalez, bawling for water. And don't tell me it's the Wassa workers and it's Wassa, because that's a trap, because they want to sell Wassa. Or they want to sell out the employees. Because here why? Under the former government, the same Wassa, the same employees, they was giving water to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. More about 65-75% of the people was getting 24-hour water supply, and all the rest was getting water on a regular basis under the People Partnership UNC government. come the former government, the UNC government, could have dealt with WASA, do all of that. Iron Radio nearly 20 years. And under the former government, nobody didn't used to be calling and the water pitbull water in no area. Mikey, it no water in this area. Lennox, it no water in that area. And we wasn't getting that. As PNM come back in power, is everybody balling for water? But not only that, we balling for water alone, no. We balling for everything under them by them blight, them different. We had to run. You know, if it is a family member, a uncle, a aunt, a god brother, a god sister, a friend that you all grew up with. You know, if them pushing off that kind of vibes that the PNM government pushing off, where everything they touch turn a pillar of salt. You know, your own family member, you're going to run from you. You're going to run your family member from yourselves. And if you could do that to your family members, not only that, in society, we have people that if the children are all pushing our bad vibes, then let's run, then let's move away from the children, then let's run from the children. This government pushing our bad vibes. Oh God, now boy, let me run. All are we facing the grocery prices, all are we facing the bad roads, all are we facing the bad healthcare system, all are we facing the crime situation, all are we facing the problems. Oh God, boy, where we go to just stand dead? Had nothing to say. Anyhow, I'm gonna put you on to the councillor for the area, because again, children, people understand now. In our home have kids. Our kids going through exams and things at this point in time, right or wrong. Oh God. If you ain't send water 18 days now, the people can't get water. The tank and them, they have dry up long time. How do you expect these same kids, and I'm using kids because, boy, I need to wake up the morality of some of these citizens of this country, boy, that they wouldn't think about the children, boy, and they'll quicker think about a political party and race before they can think about the children. Oh God, children is children. Put yourself in the people of Pre-Sal and environs, Mission Road, Calcutta, all these areas. Put yourself in those in their position. If you and all getting water, you getting your water. Them ain't getting none, but you getting yours. Just think a little bit, Trinidad and Tobago. Let the table turn. You ain't getting none. Who normally is get? And you ain't get it for 18 days, your water tank dry up, everything thing. It reach where you can't flush your toilet, you can't wash the children, school children clothes, you can't organize the children, the school children lunch, you can't cook, you can't do nothing. Some of them have the little mock this and that had to in the standard 5s, you know, and you can't do nothing. You're studying what to do. What we gonna do? Send them to school dirty, out brushing their teeth, taking a bath, make sure they have food where they can get the breakfast. And we had to hope that they're going to a school where the government supplying for those who are unfortunate to be able to afford all of those things I just mentioned. That school there have a breakfast prepared for those unfortunate children. What do you think about it? And that is what I mean by all of we need to put our differences aside and understand that we are the government, and who we put there must work for us. And don't tell me nothing about there's one of me, so I go take that pain. I rather dead, I rather suffer under this and suffer under that and suffer. I want to suffer under nothing I put there. Oh God, will you think like me now? I don't want to suffer under nothing I put in government. And it's my own. What's it? I don't want to suffer my own. Where's that? Man, you all Trinidad and Tobago hear the stories of the residents of the Presal area that have no water 18 days now. Mr. Anil Baliram, a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Andy Williams.
Go ahead, my brother. Talk to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Councillor Anil Baliram, in fact. Go ahead.
Yes. This morning at 5 a.m., both myself and the Member of Parliament received phone calls that there were a gathering in top of the Presal interchange. And as responsible representative, we decided to go and see what is taking place. And when we arrived there, it is the residents of Presal, Cheklan, Cedars Road, Mission Road, Calcutta Settlement number 3, staging a demonstration where they have not had water for the past 18 days now. 18 days. The tanks are totally empty. And it's only promises from WASA officials that they will get water today, and the water seems to be like a PNM promise, never materialized. So here this morning, the MP and myself are standing in support with the residents for the plight of water. And you said something there that really touched me, because that is actually fact. There is a school child who lives in Presal, goes to Presal High School, and yesterday that child contacted me and has to go all the way Marabella by family members to bid change to come back to Presal High School for class, which is he's preparing for examination. And that is the level where it reached to. There's a next petition, I can tell you, live petition. A 78-year-old senior citizen actually crying in tears for at least a barrel of water at this stage, because she says she has no water to cook, bathe, or anything whatsoever. And when you call water for truck-borne supply, you are being left on that line for kind of hour and a half before you can even put in a truck-borne supply for water to bring truck water for you. And I'm saying, in this hard time where we are still under the COVID, if you are owing a simple $10 or anything on that bill, you cannot get water from Wasa Truckborne unless you go and pay off that bill, clear it, and your account is clear before you can get a Truckborne supply of water as well. That is where it has reached in the Freeport, Presal, Cheklan area, where residents are 18 days without water as we speak. We were told that there was a valve, a 12-inch valve that is defected. It started with that. When that is being repaired now, we were told there's a major rupture in the Freeport area. Now we are being told of an electrical problem. So every single day go by, you are hearing of a new problem over and over and over, and yet the people of the Presal, Cheklan, Cedars Road, Calcutta Settlement number 3 can have water. Parents are telling me that they can't even go to work because they have to keep the children home because no water to even cook or wash the clothes to send them to school. So I have decided this morning to stand in full support of the residents in the area and demand that Marvin Gonzalez get his act right and put resources in WASA. And I ask myself, is that a political victimization towards Central Trinidad? Because when I look at it, the minister probably has water, the Prime Minister has water, all his cabinet has water, so they don't care about the citizens of the area at all. So we are demanding immediately that WASA repair whatever problem they have, and water must be given to the residents today as we speak. Otherwise, a certain action will have to step up, and we will stand in support of the residents once it comes at it.
Nice.
Morning, Councillor, and everybody else, of course, you too, Andy.
Yes, Lennox Watch.
Councillor, as the area's representative, that electoral district, and I'm sure it might just run across several other electoral districts from the local government level. Your corporation, firstly, have they been informed? Secondly, is there any action either contemplated or have taken place as far as the level of the corporation is concerned on this matter? Because this seems to be a brewing health hazard as well. If action is not
So true, Lennox Smith. Yes.
remedied sooner.
So to answer that, we are the regional corporation. We have 2 water trucks, and presently 1 water truck is working. And it is, and when we ask for releases to the Minister of Local Government, the Ministry of Finance, releases at the Cuba Tabaqui Talpa Regional Corporation is not coming to even repair our vehicles to assist these Burgesses who suffer. And additional to that, we at the corporation level supposed to be receiving something called funding for water trucking. So that is where we help situations like this and other areas that do not have truck-borne water. We contract water trucks to help these things. Today, our estimate has been done, our evaluation and everything, and the Ministry of Local Government to the Ministry of Finance has not released the funding yet for even us to hire these contract workers or contract trucks to assist the residents as well.
Hey, but let me ask something then. I mean, if it is we have a Wassa company, with Wassa is contracting Wassa trucks, how come now, all right, yes, I understand, but the corporation have to do it, or the corporation now kind of stepped in, and but to you, is that right that the corporation, when that funding could be using for something else, you all have to organize and you all use some of your funding in order to deal with the budgets when it comes into water?
Well, it is not right, but when it comes to water is a necessity. We have the priority, and when
that's a backup measure.
Yes, a backup measure to help the Burgesses. And I'll go first. Normally, I used to call the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service if someone wanted to ask a little water thing. Now, Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service is saying that they cannot help at this time because they have to keep the water in case of fires.
Wow.
So we have reached a situation, and I want to stay in, from the period 2010 to 2015, that period. This area has been never suffer for water. We have water 7 days, in an incident 4 days, 7 days per week. We never have no issues for water at all. And all of a sudden now, we're having problems for water.
Wow.
I want to take the discussion a little further and current in terms of in the context of property tax, because the government seems to believe that it's a funding problem. Listen, it's a funding problem. Do you perceive that if they implement property tax, that situation will be relieved, inclusive, of course, of the water crisis, clearly, that has reached that level in your general electoral district, in that that is influenced by that particular regional corporation?
To answer that question, and I will clear something up. The government is proposing and spreading rumors that when your property tax is being collected by the regional corporation, that the regional corporation has the jurisdiction to spend that money, which is not true. The government is absolutely lying to you. What is happening is when the property tax is collected, it goes to the Consolidated General Fund. It goes back to the central government, who will then determine the percentage of money that we give them back to the corporation. That is residential use. For industrial use, for industrial use, which is the industrial estate and things, the corporation has no jurisdiction. The government takes all the industrial taxes and not the corporation.
Well, then he'll make it. Well, then,
and this is a more administrative WASA responsibility type, and if there's no winning of water, if there's no availability of water, if there are no trucks, of course, to transport by way of a portable supply, property tax or no property tax, increase potentially at least of funding from what you're saying, will not, of course, improve the delivery to Burgesses. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes, it is. I will go on a record of saying such.
Wow.
Right.
Is the MP for the area there? Because we need to know from the MP what is the next steps. Yeah, the next steps. Because Lennox, you know, we had asked the MP things such as obviously the MP will get all these letters from the various
yes, he has the brunt of the responsibility and the anger of the Burgesses. Well, in this case, of course, the constituency, even though, of course, local government will struggle maybe one or two or adjacent constituencies, but nonetheless, they are going to be looking at him or her for, of course, respite.
Yeah,
so
and
we want to hear from him.
Yeah, and then the people going to be watching Lennox Smith. The people be watching, well, this MP now working or however, when the MP don't have a voice to be able to say, hey, no, look, I send this letter, I send that letter, look, I write to Colman Booth, look, I write to this one, look, I've been begging this, look, I've been begging that. Yeah. But because we have a PNM media that would not come out playing like this media, who is no PNM media, this media is no UNC media at all. This media is the people media. So let me hear now
of course,
from the MP.
For the MP as well, we want to know if he is of the view, because that is a live issue of geographic discrimination that is not unfamiliar and clearly repose in the way that the PNM operates. As far as the distribution of resources in the country in general is concerned, we want him to highlight at least or make a comment on that as well.
Boy, but before we MP, there's one more thing before the MP, Lennox Smith.
Mm-hmm.
That last question you asked him, I believe it could be a hard one because about the geographic area thing. I believe that would be a hard one here. Why? All in the east-west corridor, people balling for water, boy. PNM destroying their own. PNM people are not balling for water, boy. Understand? So that last question is a hard one.
18 days, Andy. 18 days.
But it have people in the east-west corridor getting water for all kind of month now. They ain't getting water and all them different things. Right. So that's why I want them to see through the eyes of why. Don't die nothing. You feeling the same pinch too. But let me talk to the MP, Lennox Smith. Let me talk to the MP.
Yes.
Good morning. Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. And good morning to your listening public. I think Lennox would have hit the nail on the head or straight off the bat. What we are seeing is really a political discrimination taking place by the PNM government led by Keith Rowley and his cohorts. What is happening in Caroni Central, and I think that they're hoping for, is that they're hoping by suffering the constituents and the Burgesses of Caroni Central that they will gain political mileage by having the constituents berate the councillor and the MP at every turn for a supply of a basic necessity such as water. And I think, that is really and truly their despicable and shameful attempt to gain political points in the distribution of something as a basic necessity such as water. Because I'll tell you something. When the People's Partnership government was at the helm of government in this country, these same areas, Chikla, Sidash Road, Prestal, Calcutta number 3 and environs, they had a supply, many of them had a 7-day supply of water, every day supply of water. In some areas, you were getting water 3 to 4 days per week. As soon as there was a change in government in 2015, 3 days went to 4 days, and soon it reached 5, 6, 7, and it continued to slip, wherein other areas are being supplied with a constant supply of water, while these areas are yet to, are left to suffer. Now 17 days and counting, and there are many stories I can give you of persons who are unable to attend work for the last couple of days because they have nowhere to do the necessities that they need to get to work. And that is really the situation that we have, Andy and Lennox, that is happening in Caroni Central. just like everything else in this country, the PNM
Yeah,
has caused a decay of all our state enterprises, a decay and a decadent society that, they lead, that we are now seeing.
Well, we can confirm your general assessment, but of course, our cursory and preliminary investigation as to the accessibility of water there, or should I say the availability of water, there is no problem because the reservoirs are of a tidy nature or amount, so there is no problem there. There ought to be no problem because there is a system for portable distribution. That is to provide a truck-borne supply. Clearly, if it is that you cannot have funding to repair one of your own water trucks at the level of the corporation, then that is a troubling matter, and it is still a mystery as to why the area should wait so long to, of course, get a remedial system in order to treat with it. I understand specifically here from the councillor that there might have been some disruption because of some pump and some other disruption, and it begs the question: is it WASA has been, of course, going around, or we have not seen it making any statements indicating that people should fill up because of a disruption and so on? What is the communication, in other words, nature like, so that between WASA and the Burgesses or the constituents, in order, of course, to at least minimize and make people aware that they could be optimistic that repairs will be completed maybe tomorrow, the next day, as the case may be, because that length of period, no one has said that, of course, WASA has made an intervention, at least to communicate as to why this state of affairs in modern Trinidad and Tobago is occurring. So I just want to get your general view on that. I know it's a mouthful, but I know that you have the capacity.
Yes. So yes, so no, and I mean, and that is one of the issues that we are facing now. All that is happening in WASA must be taken at the backdrop of what the government intends to do with WASA. They intend to have the population go against the workers of WASA, because in the budget of 2020-2023, and the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisasa would have gotten her hands on a document which is the draft plan for WASA in terms of the layoff of staff and the restructuring exercise. Now, they can dance and spend how much they want. The document is in the public domain, and it was released by the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisasa. They have since denied that the authenticity of that report, but time is longer than twine, and you will see that exactly what Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bisasa indicated in terms of the restructuring exercise that is to take place at WASA is in the exact manner which will take place. But let me just go back to one of your points.
Wow.
Right. So that is the backdrop on which this entire thing, they want the population to hate the WASA workers, so to speak.
And hate WASA, hate WASA. They want people to hate WASA itself.
Yes. They want to be enticed, they want the population to demonize WASA. We have seen this playbook by the PNM when it came to petrolchemical workers, where they said that a cleaner was making $12,000. So everybody said, oh, a cleaner making $12,000. No, that'll shut down this place. It's too much, it's taking place, too much of wastage, and that is the narrative that they will peddle. But very instructive, what's very instructive, Lennox and Andy, is that there has been some communication, but there has been a trend in the communication which has raised my suspicion. And let me tell you why. This issue of water would have, the issue of a delay 14, 15 days moving to 17 days would have been occurring since January. So since January, the release says there was an electrical problem at the plant. This is now your new schedule. No problem. We'll take that. Your infrastructure. Yes.
Yeah, these things happen. Yeah, we can understand
these things happen. Right. No problem. Then when the next 15 days cycle came in, they said that the disruption in the mains they'll take 3 days to repair. This is your new schedule. Then they said that a valve was defective at this location. So every 15 days, what we have noticed is that they give you a good reason. They give you a good reason why your supply is disrupted. Plausible reason.
Yeah.
But not acceptable. And it seems as though it is a recurring problem. Just like this population and this country has a problem with the recurring decibel of the PNM, we now have a recurring problem with WASA and their reasonable and plausible explanation that they are providing to us. Now, let me tell you something. I mean, I told you this before earlier here. There are many stories that we can tell out of, personal stories, emotive stories, and so forth. But just yesterday, they indicated that they wanted to change the valve, and that is the reason why the constituents could not receive water. So they indicated was a 12-inch valve that need changing. You know, when they dig up the ground and they dig up the earth and they went down, there was an 8-inch valve.
Oh my goodness!
So they have a 12-inch valve on standby to change an 8-inch means valve underneath.
So that's
the level of competence.
Yeah.
And that's further delay. And these things are not being resolved in a timely manner. Even if these are plausible and reasonable.
But then, Mr. MP, I studying well. Were you saying there now where you said earlier? In real, because I watching WASA in real, I watching WASA bad. I saying, boy, best really shut down WASA, boy. Boy, best really send home them workers and them, boy. Boy, let me forget about that document where the Honorable Kamala Prasad be says, Lego, you know. Let me not study that, I just politics. But it just falling in play of wanting we to turn against the WASA and WASA workers when the government itself is suffering WASA from being able to do their own work.
Yes. Andy, we have been hearing for a couple of years, and those inside will tell you that they have been hearing about massive water. They've been hearing about massive water. So, all this is part of the playbook towards certain things. We don't know if massive will be then.
Yeah, to promote the 1% agenda.
Right, but what they want to do...
But let me ask you something. All right, so they brought... So they have a 12-inch to stand by for a 8-inch repair. In those circumstances, and having regard to the length of time that people were without, of course, a convenient supply, let me put it that way, has there been any specific communication as far as the alternative? The only alternative here, therefore, would be a truck-borne supply. What is happening there?
So, yes, there has been some truck-borne relief, especially for those who have their bills up to date. Now, if there's any glitch in the system whereby your bill is not updated on the system and you make that request, you're able to get a request number to allow myself or the councillor to forward that to WASA. So what we've been doing, we have been asking persons, even on my Facebook page and so forth, asking persons, make the call, get your requisition number, send it back to us, and we've been doing so in groups to allow for a truck-borne supply. Now, sometimes the distribution people will attend to the homes that people in dire need of water, and some of these people are asking persons, hey, you need to pay me $400 to bring in this water. In some instances, you're unable to get a request number as I indicated before because your bill and your system is not up to date.
No, but let me ask something too. With people not getting water, and we say reach situation because things really hard, and people were custom paying the bills and they ain't getting the water and however it go. What about, would we be able to look at it that some people, why would I pay something? Why would I pay for something I ain't getting? And then,
exactly. I used an analogy yesterday to someone. I said, if I go to the market or go to a store and I pay for 2 pounds of tomatoes or 2 pounds of bagan, and I expect to get 2 pounds, they'll give me 1 pound. Right? I will pay for the service that I receive. And in the month of February, many of these same parts receive water twice for the month. In 28 days, twice for the month. In March, the last day, many of these residents would have, we're already on today's the 14th of March. They have not received water for the month.
There's a catch-22 situation, because damn if you do, and if you didn't, you're still in getting the service. Let me ask you another question. You being a parliamentarian, the government has just assigned at least the first tranche of a loan from the IDB, in the presence of Dr. Rowley, and of course represented from the IDB, the Inter-American Development Bank, to the tune of about 80 million US. So amounting to about 500 million TT. Essentially, this tranche is to, of course, improve the water delivery supply, the winning, and of course, storage and distribution. How optimistic are you that money will be spent for that purpose, and to what extent you believe that, of course, they would use that to justify an increase in the rate, and in spite of the fact that one is not assured that there will be any improvement to any substantial degree. But what's your view on that? And I'm sure that you will want to express some of your burgesses and or your constituents' optimism or pessimism as far as that is concerned. A loan of 80 million US that was recently, of course, signed by this government for improve delivery of water.
No, with that kind of money, Lennox Smith, everybody's supposed to be getting water. You talking a $500 million? I vex when you saying amongst the 500 million. You tell them the truth.
Yes, $500 million.
Right.
Yes.
What's your view, Representative?
Yes, Lennox, you're really on the ball this morning. I must give you hats off to you. Now, what we are seeing, let me just use an analogy, right? In 2019, the government took a loan from the IDB to fix the roads. In 2021, they took a loan, right? One is 175 million US and one is 220 million. You see any improvement on our road infrastructure in Trinidad and Tobago? Let's now compare that. Let's now compare that to the loan that they received in December and the loan that they received just last week. I am telling you.
So they received a loan in December and last week too?
Yeah, that's for road.
Road. Wow.
No.
Yeah,
with respect to WASA.
The WASA you talking about? They were asking him? WASA?
Yes. 2 loans. They received 2 loans within the last couple of months with respect to WASA. Yes. And I will tell you what that is for, Andy. That is not to fix infrastructure. That is to fix for BSEP. Hey, listen to us. When we say that the restructuring exercise, it is fully on its way. You know, Master, the plan is to use that money not to improve infrastructure, but to pay BSEP.
So it's to pay the workers and sell out Master.
You see, when we are informed, positions will vary, and the truth will eventually.
But do WASA workers?
So that making sense to me.
But do WASA workers know and understand what they're doing there? Because in their book, if they take 2 loans and it amounting to, well, now I go say a closer to nearly $1 billion, to fix WASA, to make sure everybody can get proper water supply. And then that money now, not going and fix WASA, and going and send home about 5,000 to 7,000 people. Oh God.
Yes, that is the state.
That is misbehavior in public office, abuse of resources, and misappropriation of monies that were designed for something, because the other part of the loan is for flood relief, flood mitigation. The other part, Andy. So two areas that Central, of course, is concerned about. Go ahead.
We're seeing it other
MP
areas.
Ram, that's MP Ram. Anil Ram, Trinidad and Tobago, that's MP Anil Ram. Yes. Go ahead, MP Anil Ram.
Yes. Anil, right? Yes, Anil. Like Anil.
Anil.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So what we have seen these things before. Let me just tell you this, right? When there was a drawdown of the HSF, right?
Mm-hmm.
They use the drawdown of the HSF to pay contractors outstanding fees, monies owed. They use the HSF for a whole lot of issues, and thereafter they continue to make drawdowns for COVID relief. They have used from the HSF almost $3 billion for COVID relief. So those little hampers you're getting, they're saying that cost $3 billion. what COVID relief that we found in the space of 2 years that cost $3 billion.
Wow.
So the misappropriation of funds continue unabated by this PNM government. And there are many, many examples. And every time Lennox speak or Andy speak, you're getting a flashback of other issues that will lend itself to the credibility of or the information that we are given in terms of the modus operandi of this PNM government.
So truth. Wow.
Yeah. Well, of course, that is an issue by itself. That $22 billion that was allocated ostensibly for COVID, and it turned out to be paying VAT, paying, of course, their contractors, etc., etc. So we are fully aware of that. So thus, of course, the people in your constituency must know, I'm sure, now fed with the information. It does not resolve the issue, but at least there's a greater understanding as to why, and that you cannot be held culpable because you would have done your part, the councillors would have done their part, the regional corporation would have been doing their part, but it is about central government and the administration of the business of Trinidad and Tobago as a whole that is creating that non-delivery, and as a consequence, there can be, Andy, as we have been saying, Dr. Rowley and his team are toxic for Trinidad and Tobago. They should be jettisoned out of office, and they have in fact in effect weaponized government against the people, and this of course is just a microcosm of what is happening nationally. Your closing remarks, Representative
Arnold, right? Look, we get right now, is
Arnold,
MP Arnold Ram.
Good.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Yes. Just to give you one more perspective in respect of why this is so obscene for the constituents of Caroni Central, is the mere fact that a lot of the raw water, which is the underground water that is treated in Trinidad and Tobago, comes from the constituency of Caroni Central. Many of the wells are located in Caroni Central, which is then shipped to Freeport, Waterfalls, and Caroni and so forth to be treated, to be distributed across the population. So I just like to use small analogies. I'm planting tomatoes or cucumber, and I am unable to reap the fruits of my reward of doing that plant, because why? The other person's responsible in distribution is taking it and giving it, sharing it away elsewhere, and I am the one responsible. I am the one providing the natural resource for consumption. And that is, really my closing remark. It's just so unfortunate and obscene, as I said, that the constituents of Caroni Central will have to, undergo this type of treatment, all in the name of political victimization and want of political gain in the constituency and throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Andy, Mikey, Lennox, I want to thank you immensely for the opportunity you have given me and the platform you have given me this morning to share on behalf of the constituents of Caroni Central our plight, and I want to wish you a successful day and a successful program as you move from shrimp fishing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, MP Arnold Ram for Caroni Central.
Yeah. And Arnold Ram, Caroni Central people we were interviewing, of course, and you heard it. I suppose is one can reflect or see it as reminiscent of what is happening in your own neck of the woods. So this is a malaise of this administration. But Adi, I want to conclude by saying that he has put a new meaning to of course the very famous term made famous by Bob Marley, in the abundance of water. They say the fool is thirsty, but in the abundance of water, because here it is, all of the groundwater that we benefit from over the country comes from there, and yet still they do not have. I could imagine what is happening with the farmers and so on. A lot of agricultural lands and farmers are located in that area. What's going to happen to local produce prices now in the market? I mean, the government simply doesn't understand the repercussions of because they take one action maybe for political reason or ineffectiveness or inefficiency, because you can't tell me that a 8-inch valve, you bring a 12-inch repair valve and claim to be efficient and so on. Apart from the fact that you're taking loans of huge amounts that may not, of course, benefit the population and the purpose for which it was designed. This government simply have to go.
So true. Trinidad and Tobago, we just do this morning here. What I want to ask each and every one of you out there throughout the neck of Trinidad and Tobago, what's your status? Because this is where we're on when it's coming to water supply in your area. Let your voices be heard. And for those of you that have your front burner otherwise, even if it's different from us, call and let your voice be heard. The fight starts with us. Understand, nobody will fight for us but us. So make sure and call. The lines are open to each and every one of you. Let me give you all the numbers. The numbers to call: 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Or give us a WhatsApp call. Send your voice notes too. If your voice note is personally to me, just make sure and put a message, write a message saying not for the public, right?
Yes, so we will honor what your intent is. Without the intent inserted in that message, we would make a mistake when, of course, we ought not to. If you would have, of course, only cautioned us that it is not for public consumption.
Nice. So that all the lines are open. Let me say a happy belated birthday to Kavita. That's the daughter again of Ravi. Yes, aka Postman.com. Hey Postman, you and your family, your mother, your father, all of you that are accustomed supporting the Gong Report, you know, and push back. A pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. Let me also say a happy birthday. Come on, a good friend of mine again, you know, Shamila Dasman. Her husband birthday is today. Chris Lewis. Yes, Chris Lewis birthday is today, man. A happy birthday to you, Chris. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And let me say a happy birthday to each and every one of you that are locked on to us, that are celebrating a birthday today. And if it is, yesterday was your birthday, but you never tell us nothing. A happy belated birthday. And for those, everybody else who's celebrating a birthday today, a happy birthday to each and every one of you. Oh boy, the lines are open. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Morning caller, where are you calling from?
It's just tragedy after tragedy. Good morning.
Caller, go ahead, caller. Next caller, lost.
Good morning.
Morning caller.
Morning. Good morning.
This government is just using Trinidad as a shield to borrow money in all these banks and things for their own benefit, boy. This government is using Trinidad to fill the pocket, and them are using the money what they're borrowing for the country's sake, them use it for their own sake. Meaning
my brother, because for those who may not understand, what is you're saying there is,
for example,
just now, like you're saying there, let me put it across, which is good. For example, what you're saying is that the borrowing money to fix the roads, so that's the potholes, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and the problem we have, especially the drivers in them that will be spending the money, the joints thing, the tire bus and all those things, the borrowing money to do that, and they're not using it for that. The borrowing money to fix the hospital, to make sure it have bed, it have this, and they're not doing that. They're borrowing the money so it's along that line you're talking about, my brother?
That's right, that is right.
You go ahead, man. I just did my part. Yes, you go ahead.
Yeah, they borrowed a certain money last time for the COVID, right? Watch how much people died. Still, what do they do with all that billions of dollars, over 20-something billion dollars? What do they do with it? You see any improvement with that money where they borrow? Look, now they're using WASA as an excuse. They're going to go in the World Bank or whatever to borrow money again, to say that they're going to use that money to help WASA to build better, to get a lot of water for the people and for the country to improve on all these things. Show me right now where all that billions of dollars where they're borrowing, where it's going. It ain't going to nothing in the country. They're borrowing money for everything and it's going towards the country. Country is going backwards instead of going forward. What is this? What is wrong with these people? Supposed to be in bars by rights in some other country. They're supposed to be hanged. And the people in this country are seeing that these people are just using this country for their own benefit. They use Trinidad and Tobago. This PNM government using Trinidad and Tobago for their own benefit, for their own gain, and not for the country gain. This by rights, brother. If anybody could use their own common sense, these people are supposed to be behind bars. Them as criminals. Them is the worst of the people in the whole of the Caribbean. Boy, any people in the Caribbean could that's so wicked as this PNM government right now. Watch all the Caribbean country, all of them developing the country. All of them developing the country, except Trinidad, except this PNM government. What he doing? He destroying this whole country. That's why we gotta leave and go to all them other Caribbean country and live, because we have a devil running this country. Boy, only God had to help you. And people had to wake up and realize that this man destroying his country. He destroying his country. When this man done with his country, they come like Haiti, you know. Boy, thank you.
And I have to listen to that foolishness. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. And I have to listen to that foolishness. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. I represent 29,000 electors in Devon Martin West. I don't know one of them.
Let's go to the lines. Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Yes, hello, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. You hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
Hello?
Loud and clear.
All right.
Loud and clear.
Now I'll finish off where the gentleman just spoke there. Now we have it a little right. You see the part where he's saying is for his friends and all of that. Is not only friends here in Trinidad and Tobago. You have to remember he have a friend who is a mafia man, a narco-terrorist living next door to we. And that man just begged this little country for all kind of thing. And I've been telling you all, everything we have, they're sharing it with them. So he is the one, the best salesman, Rowlina, right? Together with Stuart Young, they set up things and they're borrowing, and they're sharing with money. And when they need, they give it back a little piece, and so they go in, right? If, as the gentleman say, they're taking all the money, part of that to pay real bribe, east, west, north, and south. The executives in WASA, the electricity company, the Coast Guard, they had to pay real bribe, okay, to stay in power. So when he keeps, the person who just talked keeps saying it's for their friends, and they want to side. Who gonna believe that? This is why the people still in the little hole and don't want to come out and protest. Okay, and these is things all you should know. I know it. It has so much a documentary telling you about the Cuban Venezuelan mafia. And all you, I find as talk show host, all you should take all your time, a day off, a night off or something, and find out. Right? As the man said, the people of Trinidad and Tobago
that's why we have you. That's why we have you.
Damn right.
No, that's why we have you.
You have to load the music in order for me.
All right, but that's why we have you as talk show host. We have a life too. We have a lot of things to study too. Yes, and we will focus on many things. But when it coming to that, where you know Spanish, I don't, Lennox don't, Mikey don't. You know the dynamics there because you used to live there. So the only person that will be able to deliver exactly what you're talking about is you, Arima, and I find you missing in action.
Hold on.
And I find you missing in action.
Hold on, Andy. I've been saying this for a long time. A very long time. I'm showing all of this. This man married to this Venezuelan man. This is what the Venezuelans they say. Nosotros dice, yo no entiende ese matrimonio con Raúl Maduro. They don't understand the marriage with Raúl and Maduro. Okay? I tell all your Trinidad is the little brother for Venezuela. And he had a healthy friend. I talk and play now, and I talk and I talk and I talk, and all they come in there every morning and blah, 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 blah. All they should get the opinion from the callers and stop having people calling to talk about all different kind of things. Focus on something and hear from about 10 people what they think. This is where we reach. And why I'm talking is because the next one over there tell America that they're not having no general elections in 2024. They're not having no election because these people know they're going to lose. They're going to have all kind of revolution, all kind of thing. He's seeing the stars right now. Okay? And this one here will do the same thing. I'm watching them long time. I know these two men behave here. And I've been telling all you that in time to come, they will get rid of Kamala. And here will be a one-party state. Every day is blah, blah, blah. The UNC self, they ain't coming out. When I talk about coming out and protesting, she will motivate the people. Everybody knows she can't walk too good. I ain't saying she have to walk. She could sit down. She could just call protest and call and make action. But they only want to have people talking to get themselves in trouble. But I'm telling all you now, right? Let the people hear and know what is going on. And when time comes to blame, let them blame all you. Anytime I come here, this is how I talking. They're going to blame all you inside that they will come in every morning and talking and talking. And I want to tell the callers something too. The ones who are against this sleepiness in the UNC, don't let nobody come here and tell all you anything when all you give all your opinion. All your opinion is all your opinion. Don't let no bully tell all you anything and powder puff. Now it's time for powder puffing. Let the UNC come out. Right? Let Kamala send out she MPs with the people and take over Port of Spain with a big protest. Instead, everything is courthouse to them. Eh?
Look, you're still talking. You finish, Miss Arima? Miss Arima?
Andy, Andy, if I was not personally, and I'm sure the callers as well as you know the genuineness.
Wait. Let me be fair now. Let me continue the calls now. We really remember we take up all the time. People ringing.
No, I'm merely saying that she made some assertions that I'm just saying. I'm not taking up much any time at all. I'm just saying that if I didn't know who it was and she genuine is, I would have, of course, responded by saying she would have been a bit disingenuous to us, having regard, of course, to so many issues that we have raised on the Venezuela, Trinidad and Tobago issue.
So
but she is a good soul and she means well. So I'm not going to.
Not only that, remember you have been advocating this whole thing since Delcy them get to come in.
Oh yes.
On the COVID when citizens. We done our part. We done our part, and we will continue to do our part.
And right? even this new deal with gas for food, for example, we see that as a nonsensical one. We only have 1.5 million people. They have 27 million people. How much food Trinidad and Tobago could import, and most of our food are imported, could import, store, and then send across to Venezuela. So we know that deal is a waste of time. But of course, we need to continue to highlight the relationship between, of course, Maduro and this administration. We know that Stuart Young, I think, is leaving, at the end of this week to Venezuela again to, of course, to talk about that license that the Americans eventually gave to Trinidad, even though Trinidad was resisting the involvement of the Americans and the fact that Maduro is, of course, a narcotic wanted man in the United States with a 15 million US bounty on his head. So we have vented all of that. But I take the point that the caller, we need to, of course, to be much more people, at least the callers, they should engage us a little more on these issues. But I expect that she will continue to do her part as well.
So true. Miss Arima is a good one. At the end of the day, she was just what rowdy them go. Morning caller, where calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Yeah, Andy. Maruga, the bellman.
Yeah, but, hey, everybody have about 20, about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Come on. We have to clear these lines.
I stay about 10 minutes on the phone. How much seconds you say I have?
2 minutes.
Oh, let me see what I could say in 2 minutes. The next morning. Yeah, they say Columbus discovered Trinidad in 1498. That's about 500 and something years. And the PNM never wanted nothing good. It is today, and it is not today business. Now let me give you a quick rundown here. Before WASA was CWDA, that was the Canadian Water Distribution Authority. They come over to WASA. And we was the barrel people. We and Miaro was barrel. Everything was barrel. We did not think about pipeline water. When Mr. Pandey came, he came and he gave us water. We were so happy. Everybody getting water in the pipe now, everybody doing this. I want to show you how wicked and nasty and stink this PNM people is. And they're always in corruption. As soon as the PNM come, we get in the water, you know. They come and they win the election. They come and they win the constituency. They come and they say no happen. They put down the pipes and them on the wrong side of the road. And they're moving the pipe down from the left side of the road and they bring it on the right side of the road. And problem start. No water. You understand? This is the way they operate. And we end up in a situation where we stop now getting water now. Because they said that the engineers put down the pipe on the wrong section and this and that. And PNM never go. They never wanted to see poor people and a bit happy. Not happy, but a bit happy. They're always doing everything possible. So when I hear the people that Priscilla and them this morning came from water, that wasn't strange to me. Well, thank God we have a representative here, you understand, Tablan Maruga, Michelle, that she in the blood like a leech. So you find out we just be getting water, we getting water, and then 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, but we be making adjustments. But WASA, according to you, Andy, I wouldn't want to blame the workers because PNM on a trail now want to destroy, WASA to destroy.
Petrotrin.
Petrotrin, you understand? So they're going around with a lot of propaganda now, the workers this and the workers that, and they're doing all sort of things. I know them. They come from the belly, you understand? And the people who in charge now. Well, let me pause because you say it's only 2 minutes I have.
No, go ahead. The people who in charge. You say go ahead. The people who in charge now. Go ahead.
Yeah, the people who in charge now. They never want people to be at ease in Trinidad and Tobago with nothing. WASA, PTSC, this, one, that. They always make a change, create problems. And then we now turn back and start to blame the workers. And they go say, the 1% go have every single thing. So Trinidad and Tobago have a good day. PNM never wanted good for nobody, especially poor people. Bless.
Thank you so much. Next caller, morning caller, we're calling from. What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Good morning, Gong Report. Tuna Puna here, Mike and Mikey and Lennox. You know what is amazing, my brothers? I watched on the news last night and I see Gregory Aboud talking about business and the city grinding to a halt. They show you plenty buildings unoccupied, signs for sale, for rent, and all this kind of thing. Why are they saying this? Doma, who was already the right arm at the PNM, they represent the 1%. When the opposition, Kamla Prasad Bisesa and the UNC was raising fundamental issues, all you supported the PNM, all you chastised the UNC and call on the constituents to put pressure on the UNC and Kamla and them to supporting the government and the legislation or whatnot, which they did support. But you see, all you so shameful to come out and say that, you know, and speak the wrong things that the government with the PNM government, because all afraid of all the financiers and all afraid of victimization and whatnot. I tell you why I'm saying this, Andy and Lennox. The closure of Caroni by Patrick Manning, I don't say God rest his soul. They had to pay for their sins. Because the closure of Caroni was not because you wanted to victimize Pandey and his support, because basically the Caroni plane comprises basically of East Indian people. And in your quest To victimize them, you shut down Caroni. Let me tell you why I'm saying that, Annie. And the end, you know. Caroni, we have sugar industry. We provide sugar cane. We're doing agriculture. You have the beverage and food industry. You have the baking industry. Everything that requires sugar in this country. Nobody come out and speak out and tell the Prime Minister, Patrick Manning, that is a wrong move. You don't think what you're doing there. It's going to affect the country based on revenue and all this kind of thing. Agriculture that we could feed ourselves and all them kind of thing. They didn't do that. Similarly, when they was closing down Petrotrin, and the opposition was criticizing that move, how it's going to affect the country. People criticize the opposition, and nobody speak out. All the 1% and everybody didn't realize that we have an industry, the airline industry, the normal supply of fuel for vehicle transport and everything in this country, which eventually, you see, where it
Betterment too, with the roads and expense now to pay.
So all
that you are doing, yeah.
People didn't see it important. You see, all they do is that people just see it as one thing, that the opposition oppose the PNM government because they want to get back in power. And to hell with them. They cry wolf and whatnot. And today you're hearing it. Look the papers, they are having it from Sunday Express. But admits things not so rosy as 2022. Lennox, are you hearing me, brother?
Loud and clear, yes. Go ahead.
I want to ask the question.
Loud and clear.
What
Have at least a minute and a half again. We have to give everybody opportunity. Go ahead, Mr. Tunapuna.
What craziness Imbot is talking about? We do not have a foreign exchange problem. We have nothing generating foreign exchange. All you close down Petrotrin to avoid being investigated by investigation of the Prime Minister. All you close down that. All you shut down the blasted country. Nothing is coming in. No investment and whatnot. But your baller, we don't have a problem, a crisis with foreign exchange. But yet still, the people cannot get, the ordinary citizens cannot get $100 US. But you're taking money and giving it to export and import Exim Bank and them who giving it to the 1% people who doing business. They get any foreign exchange. And you know what they're doing? They're depositing this money foreign, Lennox. This is how Neil and Massey buy over chain supermarkets and whatnot and thing in America. This is what they're doing. But them fellas on the take, you know, Rowley and all of them people, you know. Them fellas and them on the take. Lennox, you could imagine, I want to say, museum to get $27 million restoration. We got put Trinidad in the museum. Because here, why? There are so much fundamental issues that you could take the money and spend on. What the hell is the museum? What the hell is the museum doing? Why are we placing emphasis on the museum? Yes, that is something significant of national importance. But here what? Don't tell me $27 million for the restoration of what? So much issues and problems facing this country, Lennox. I am telling all of this country, right now, we're on the verge of collapsing. Not we on the verge, but we collapsed already. But I was saying, we have reached crisis punch. And unless people, and you see all the PNM supporters and them fanatics, you see what we reached to? I was watching the news with Australia. There's a big problem, Lennox and Mahali.
Oh boy, 30 seconds again, Mr. Tunapuna. We have no choice. Go ahead. Finish that there.
Water problem, water crisis in Australia. There's going to have a war for water in world, you know, because country cannot provide water for the people. We live in a tropical climate, and we have rain, everything to provide water for we people at a cheap cost. But we don't have them people and them, this PNM government, hell-bent on not doing nothing, but only borrowing. And when they're done with Andy, the money that they're going to have to pay back, the hundreds of billions of dollars, here what happening? We can't say we children and children can, and plus they get booked to say that they get booked so that we could pay back taxes and bills and what have you, Lennox and Andy. We have reached a stage where everything has dried up. I saw on the news last night, Edie Stewart, the head of the Nurses Association, showing you where nurses are leaving by the droves. They are heading to America and greener pastures. So you know what that's eventually going to happen? the healthcare system is going to further deteriorate and collapse. This is what Keith Rowley and the PNM government and the PNM supporters has brought this blasted country to. Fellas,
Thank you so much. Oh boy. Morning caller, short and sweet. Where you calling from? What's your contribution?
Morning, Andy. Andy, one of your caller was asking where the money gone or where it's going. You know where it's going? It's going in the Twin Tower in John Day, where the shortcuts man build. I don't know how PNN does like white man to always build Twin Tower with the money, boy. Always, boy. O'Halloran do the same thing. You mean the shortcuts man doing the same thing? He build a Twin Tower with them and put it in the heart of black man country. And then the next thing, you know, where the money going in 1 and 3 Alexander Street. There is where it's going. And going to Power Wash Brian Lara Stadium. And you know where the next one going to? In Kedona Drive-In. Why they don't look at that? There is where the money going. And then I forget to tell you, and it's going in the merchant bank too, with the young fellas and them.
So the money, look, the man that's described all where the money going.
And I have to listen to that foolishness.
Nice, let's go take some calls. Oh boy. Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Good morning, Toko man here.
Toko, go ahead, Toko.
Firstly, I send an important number for you, so when you check your messages, you will see it.
All right, I will check it there, but you go ahead and make a contribution. Try to make it short and sweet. I want to just clear the lines. I will go through the message, and we will move forward from there. Go ahead.
In addition to that, Mr. Lennox Smith, I sent you some documents by a guy named Akali Alexander in connection with an issue in Sangre Grande. I left a message with your young lady so that you will contact me so I could give you more information on it.
Nice.
So
no problem.
Is it physical? Is it hard copy to the station, or is it WhatsApp?
WhatsApp.
Yes, hard copy to the station via envelope.
Right. Okay. Right. I haven't been to the station for the week as yet, so I'll check it out later.
Oh, Lennox.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Do have a good day.
No problem. And Mr. Vialva Bonifasto, don't worry yourself. Toko people will get the lights. Toko people is people too.
Of course.
And the fight would not stop. But what we're doing is we have to spread the love because it's everybody in Trinidad and Tobago feeling the brunt of this PNM government. Them like people at all, boy.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day, gentlemen.
And I have to listen to that foolishness.
Oh boy, the lines are open. Nice. Hey, let me get some calls there, man. Let's take some calls. Nice. How long I'm trying to get that call? Wow, long time I'm trying to get that call. Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution to the Gong Report this morning?
Good morning, Andy, Lennox, Cuff, Mikey, and to everybody out here. Andy, I want to take a line from Mr. Takarikwa this morning. Ground reporter, love all you. And I mean it, I really love all you. Because you know what? You get a lot of information. You get advice, you get some good advice, you get some bad advice, you get good information, and you get a lot of comedy. Well, I heard a lot of comedy this morning too, Andy? Right, so it had me busy in the kitchen this morning, a lot of comedy.
You're good, Andy, you're good. Go ahead, you make a contribution now, man. You're good. Go ahead.
Here now,
hey, go.
The Bruce have been having a lot of problems. Andy, I am forced to use the water in back.
Hey.
Hello?
Just now, Miss Santa Cruz.
Hello?
Nice.
You hearing me?
We was really bad for about 30 seconds there. So you go ahead, Miss Santa Cruz. We hear you loud and clear now.
All right. Okay. I am forced now to use the water that I have in my tank. Now, once there's a little bit of water in the tap, I make do with that, which is every day for the past 3 to 4 weeks, right? But we are forced now to use the tank water to wash and wait now whenever the water comes. I leave them open so they can fill back. Andy, and they have the goal to send me a bill for $800 or something. Well, you know what? I am going to pay that bill just as I receive water. Cheer up, cheer up. You hear? If they feel I rush in to pay that, they lie. Because look at what we heard over what MP Ram said this morning. But I also want to ask Miss COP from Baratarium, Tanti Merle. I wonder if he was listening to Anna Ram this morning. You're talking about UNC people are lives that's sucking the lifeblood out of the country. Look at how many loans this government received in the last year. You see a center fit, Miss Tanti Merle? No. You getting any benefits from all the 600 recusal? Any contract? No. But all they talk about UNC sucking the lifeblood out of this country. We have more murders than days in this year. And all they talk about who's sucking the lifeblood out of the country. Take a walk down to Tranquility Street and look at Balize House and see who's sucking the lifeblood out of the country to build that. And Rodney Charles put it nicely last night. He put it nice last night. And then the next one I want to talk to is Miss Wendy. Miss Wendy said that she has information, that he has information from Vassant and Devon concerning human trafficking. And he going outside the Red House Friday to protest. But I want to tell him, get in touch with Ramona. Ramona, to how many times she raised how many of houses of ill repute in Couva. Go on protest around those houses. Go on protest by Dr. Rowley friend, Mr. Boudet. Instead of going around the parliament, right? Or walking from Arima. Go around those places and stop blaming the UNC for nonsense. Stop blaming them. You see, Andy, and I wish one day Lennox would read the Constitution for them about the extent that the opposition can go to, the role and function of the opposition. I don't know what people want them to do again, right? But I don't know. I don't know. Come out. I don't know. But if they want Kamala to break the rules, like what Rowley did when he was opposition leader. But Kamala is not going to do that. But you see, Lennox and Andy, Rowley broke a lot of rules and he got away with it. But if Kamala only break one, it's jail for Kamala. And this is what they don't realize. But, what is Eric? Let who break? Let them continue brain. Andy, Lennox, thanks a lot. Have a good day. Take care. I'm enjoying the program.
Nice, nice. Oh boy.
Thank you very much.
Yes, yes.
She talks about comic relief as well, and of course, I think her speciality is, of course, monitoring those comments are being made, and of course, bringing it to the forefront. So we really have everything here, the mix of everything, the one-stop shop for everything. So don't move your dial at all, whether we go for a break or not.
Nice. Straight on today. Let me say a pleasant good morning to Nuts Cake, Run DMC, hey, Noel Brown, Gita Brown, Kevon. Oh boy, the whole family out there at 8 and 8 doubles, and Roti out there in New York. Oh boy. Sabrina, pleasant good morning to you. Hey, Christina, good morning. Nuts Cake, good morning. Joro Moses, a pleasant good morning to you. Oh boy, Bomati, pleasant good morning to you. Zibarangani, a pleasant good morning. Daro, good morning to you. That's all the people. Let me just say, all the people on the Real Media TT this morning. We done clocking over with 2. We done clocking over 700 and something people. Lock on to a very important program, I must say.
Andy,
that is
I mean, it would not be any surprise to you, but do you find it strange that, you know, and there are those who are in denial, frankly, and those are sycophants, you can't help them. There's a science called stupidity, which probably we'll examine sometime in the future. But the thing about it is that here it is, Dr. Rowley will make statements like, for example, the whole question of the human trafficking, and then says the UNC, but brings no iota of proof. No iota of proof. When we talk, especially if it is about the present government, because we don't want it to be held to be in a state of bias or in any way disreputable, we bring the proof, right? Dr. Rowley is all over. Was a person reputed to be, of course, engaged in license and other oriented activities, including, of course, human trafficking, as a consequence of human trafficking, if not human trafficking itself, and does not offer any explanation. But the facts are there, the pictures are there, and so on. And then he tells us he don't know the man. The man sitting down on a couch it is golden. It is golden in color. Let me put it that way. In a beautiful room, in a setting, actually holding the man's hand, and of course his leg one over the other. Talk about Rowley here, and sitting close to the man. And it appears that from our experience, it will be a casual, relaxing conversation in a place that is not an office. Obviously, it's not an office. It is not on the street. But Dr. Rowley would say that many at times he has, of course, to meet people, and he don't know that man. I mean,
so true.
Dr. Rowley is just making people more and more realize that he is totally toxic. He is a habitual liar, and therefore ought not to have been the head of the PNM, far less to be prime minister in this country. And I'm sure those inside of the PNM, they're having their internecine or intra concerns about the stability and the mental state of Dr. Rowley. He has to be sick mentally and otherwise.
Boy, I would have loved to answer that, but you are so absolutely correct in your question. Boy, I also get the answers in the way you describe it and you break it down. So true, boy. Oh boy, let me take some calls. I want to try to make it as short and sweet as possible. The lines and them are blazing. Morning call away, calling from. What's the contribution on the gong
from Rowlina? Ask for a little proof.
1 minute.
Good morning.
My time, Malcolm X here. 1 minute. Lennox, I want some clarification on the Constitution. Do the Prime Minister and the ministers take an oath to upkeep the law and the Constitution of the land? Right now, this government running illegal because they're not upholding the Constitution. It's time for election. All you know just now, we go be getting our money with no cash, where they call the CBDC. So when you pass just now, you have no control over your dealings. Right? That will be the central bank. And Rowley and them moving with a plan. And why Trinidad and Tobago coming every morning and talking and we thinking, it's time for people to come out and get rid of this man and them. Because while we talking, they coming out with a plan. Just now, nobody going to pay for cash. When you're going to grocery now, look at what they're doing. Long time they used to type in your goods. Now they're swiping your goods. That is where we going. So if you pass in by a vendor in anywhere on the side of the road, selling mango, selling something, them in taking that paper, that kind of thing where they coming with. Trinidad and Tobago, this thing bigger than where we talking and all, Lennox. Lennox, you know, Andy, all your boys, let me get these people and them out of it. If Rowley and them really want to prove what they're doing is right, call an election, and if the people vote them back, let all of we dead with them. But why saying it's time, this thing going too long, boy. Rowley, all you call election, boy. Camilla, all you come out. Roche, all you let me start up these people and them plan working. I gone, boy. I'm frustrated with it. When you're hearing these things like it's sending you off, boy.
Morning call away, calling from. What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning? Try to make it short and sweet.
We have everything on the program this morning, boy. People are so frustrated now. They're talking. It gets into them mentally as well. Good morning.
Good morning, Gong Report. Marcus and Joseph in the house.
Go ahead, Marcus and Joseph.
Now, I listened to the caller before, and you're calling for election. Rowley is not going to call an election. Rowley is not manning. He knows very well, and anytime he goes to that poll, bye-bye. He knows this. You understand? I want to touch on Marcus and Joseph. Now, I've seen the paving the roads all over. They started doing a nice paving job. No problem with that. But what about the side streets? Now, I live Waterfall Road, right? I would like you all to come up and see how deplorable that road is, and that is one of Trinidad and Tobago's biggest, how you call it, tourist attraction. You come up there on a Saturday and Sunday, the kind of cars and money the people up there make for parking, the kind of people that comes and go and hike to go to the waterfall, and the condition of that road is deplorable, and you would not believe, Andy, that is miraculous, and just PNM people that living up in that road. Everybody living up in that road is die-hard PNM, and they're not even protesting and coming out. It's a Miss June, an old lady, the woman can hardly walk, taxis not going up in there because the road is deplorable. This woman has to walk from a corner and a good mile inside so she can get rid of because of the bush. Why are you not understanding that PNM do not care for us? They don't have time for that. We're not seeing that. We're only studying. Oh God, they don't have no money. The money will come just now. My mother is a die-hard PNM. The back of your land going down in the river. Every election they're going and picking up all them old people and carrying them to vote, and not one of them can help you to stop a retaining wall. Come on, man, we're not seeing these people don't care. We need to come out. The caller I call earlier from Arima, the talking, we fed up at that. We like to tell you, we real fed up at that. We need to get this man out because this man laughing at me. Look, they're beating up themselves and are still here. We need to get rid of him. And I want to beg up Nadira, Troy Smith, all the real city life. Welcome me house. All you have blessed and safety.
Thank you very much, Maracas St. Joseph. Next caller. Oh boy. And you all, if you all call already, please don't call again. It's thousands of people calling. All the lines are busy. We want other people to bring their contribution out because they are getting braver and braver and braver. And this is signs that the people are ready to come out because you're hearing new people, you're hearing new voices, and you're hearing the passion and pain too in their voices. Morning call away calling from. What's your contribution on the ground report?
And if roads are paving, election may well be in the air. Good morning.
Good morning. A short comment. I call it from Sinclair. I just find it surprising that, like what I always say, the government borrowing money to fix roads, the borrowing money to fix water without accountability. And their supporters supporting this. When you ask them what to do with the money, they can't answer. It's only a matter of time, as you say, their eyes are open. Is either they support the nonsense or do they support the removal of this crazy prime minister?
I feel Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, Trinidad and Tobago, need to go and take a mental checkup, you know. That man different, you know. I feel he's a psychopath kind of scenes, boy. They need to see if this man fit to be a prime minister. This man different. Oh my God. Morning call away calling from. What's the contribution on the ground report this morning?
Pleasant good morning, sir. This is Al here. I will make a contribution this morning.
Go ahead.
I believe in my heart that if Rowley lost election, that alone will not solve the problem. I want him to be investigated and charged for all the corruption he involved in right now. Maybe money laundering to who knows. And I think we need to show an example that we are not going to take all this stupidness from him. Not to mention the attack he had on the Hindu community in Trinidad and Tobago 2 years ago. I haven't forgotten, you know. But the problem is the people don't want to stand up. And that is the problem. We need an independent body of people who is authorized to arrest him, investigate him, and charge him, and make him give account for everything he has done. Have a good day, and thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, new caller. Woban, that's what we want. The lines are open. If you call already, please, to all the regulars. No, we know you all are die hard. We watch my ground reporters. We know when we say, hey, we hitting the road, we know they hitting the road. But let us give the opportunity to all the new people that are joining you all. As I tell you all in 2023, we not about jokes. It's either we fight for what we want or we stay here and take where the giveaway and dead. Morning caller. Next line. Come on, you all make the calls. Let me give you all the phone numbers. 229-0251. To all new callers that always wanted to make a contribution, but the line's always busy. Try now. You will get through. The regulars will take a back seat for today to give you all the opportunity to have a voice. Let me give you the number. 229-0251. 229-0251 or 239-5120. 239-5120. Or give us a WhatsApp call at 366 for the poor new callers. 366. Yeah, you can call WhatsApp. If you only get a Wi-Fi, to thief a little Wi-Fi somewhere, now you just do it too. You make your WhatsApp call. We want to hear you, the people. Morning caller, where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Good morning. Yeah, just calling to say the caller early on. I support him all the way. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that even though PNM is real pressure and we have to get rid of them, UNC is not an option. Well, they hit me now and well. Later, have a good day.
Thank you. Let's go to the lines. Don't answer back that. Just leave that at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, when UNC was there, everybody was happy. PNM there, nobody happy. You say UNC was corrupt. That we are trying to say, well, all right. But in their corruption, with your allegations of corruption, nobody get locked up yet. But box drains, roads, jobs, schools, police station. Oh God, boy, things are nice with their allegation that you put in a corruption. But this one here, this PNM government, we're saying the corrupt. All right, that we say alleged that the PNM corrupt too, right? All right, but what them doing, boy? No roads, no laptops, no raise a pension, no. But the UNC do all them things, and you perceive them to be corrupt. The PNM doing none of them things. You perceive them to be corrupt, but yet still you talking about you don't have a choice or want a thing like it and nobody. So what we have to do, partner? State, just drop dead. Don't fight back. Don't look for a change at the end of the day. And if the UNC come back in power and they play the fool, that'll go. The same way I thought you'd have bring across that don't matter who come there, that we the people of Trinidad and Tobago understand the political traits of politicians and that we want good governance throughout Trinidad and Tobago. It is what it is. If you're a bright fellow, you'll know the dynamics of Trinidad and Tobago no different to America. It's Republicans and Democrats. Trinidad and Tobago, it is. This is what it is. I'm not going and wait till when the people get more bright, whereby new political parties will be formed and the people will generate to that. It is what it is. You have to work with what you have. And if we're watching between the PNM and the UNC, there's not the same. They are not the same. The only thing that you could allege is the same. Is that the both of them, the Steve, which we are alleging, and if the PNM in power, them control the police commissioner. They had the evidence of the UNC thief. How they lock up nobody? Lock them up. Like I telling you, boy. Rowley, the PNM, if all you have evidence, and all you have it there, and all you saying the UNC thief, for God's sake, all who thief, oh God, just initiate it and lock them up. But scholar, be smart. The fact that it cannot happen is because it don't have that. So come on now, man. You're telling me about. They're not the same. One give laptops to children, one take it away. One was going to put Wi-Fi throughout Trinidad and Tobago. One don't himself studying that. One raise old people your pension twice. 500. One ain't do it yet in 8 years, but throwing away money. One, nobody wasn't calling about the roads bad. The next one is only pothole we could drop in one and end up in America. Time what? Time zone scenes. One employment and small businesses was growing. From a registry of small businesses at 2,000 something, it went to 4,000 something under the UNC. This PNM, all businesses gone. They decimated the middle class. They kill it. They mash it up. It's rich and poor now. So they're not different, partner. They're not different. I remember the PNM didn't want none of we to drive a car. They make the deals. Car was hard to get. Right? So let me tell you how they are not the same. The UNC underpanded them. Bring roll on, roll off. Where many of you, the poor people, I and all, can be able to afford a car. How the same, boy? Let me hear. One, when it comes to the education system, it went to all-time high. That Hillary Clinton, oh God. And them actually using we country with we education system that was put there as exemplars out there to the rest of the world. One, we didn't get the hospitals and them. Old people need that medication. It then you start problems, partner. Then it start to ease up the surgeries and them that people waiting for. The next one on a standstill. One was trying to please people because they need their votes. They know they don't have them. Like the people in the East-West corridor, the UNC know they don't have the African people. And they want the African people. And that is why they have no choice but to treat we good. You know why the PNM they treat we bad? They have we. They have we. So I don't have them shell nuts. So they don't need to treat we good. So then now you could add it up. 2 and 2 make 4, and then some people come mathematical and tell me, well, 2 and 2 will come with other numbers, me not and all that kind of beat wrong thing, you know. If I know 2 and 2 make 4, that is why you on. Understand? And I had to go through with this editorial this morning, based on that last caller call, trying to send a message to the people of Trinidad and Tobago that a government must dig out your eye. And because his perception is, they don't have another alternative. We must stay undead. Boy, to hell with you, man, boy. Man, leave we alone. But again, I want you to continue to listen because eventually you go change your mind. When you see when it hit home in your tail, you go change your mind. You see when the bandit and them decide to come and invade your home and brutalize your old tail, then you go change. The day they come in your house and one of your children and them get murdered, your wife get raped, then you go change. When it knocking on your door, it's when you go change. And always want to tell me God is at Trini. God leave Trini. For sure, the day that Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley become the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago.
And I have to listen to that foolishness. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. And annoying me in the intervening period. You know what time I get up in the morning? I go to bed between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. I get up at daybreak. And when I get up nervous many times. Because what's going to happen to us as a people today? And all of a sudden they're concerned about debt in the country. They're concerned about who hungry. They're concerned about who starving. They're concerned about... Just give me a break. Thank you very much. Let us leave it to choice, and who live, live, and who dead, dead. A code, a mafiosi code. We keep each other's secret. It's only when you break rank, you go there and expose us, and for that, we're going to kill you politically. It's the code of the Cosa Nostra. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to breach the code of secrecy.
The price of fuel by 15%. I then realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again just a few weeks ago and raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15% in April of next year.
Well, that is so cliched. I'm not really trying to interfere with the bridge between the rich and the poor, because there's nothing wrong with the rich getting richer, but the poor must come out of poverty.
Next time you're talking with someone who doesn't think it's a problem that more and more of the nation's wealth and income are going to the top.
You have to find a way that you encourage the rich to get richer, because in getting richer, they create opportunities for the poor. Opportunity.
Mention these 7 economic fundamentals. Number 1, workers are consumers. Number 2, consumer spending accounts for 70% of all economic activity in the United States. Number 3, people at the top spend a much smaller portion of their incomes than people in the middle class and below. Number 4, so when most of the economic gains go to the top, there's not enough purchasing power to keep the economy moving. Number 5, which means that in order to have sufficient demand for goods and services, a larger share of total income has to go to the middle class and the poor. Number 6, which requires a higher minimum wage, a bigger earned income tax credit, lower taxes on the middle class and the poor, financed by higher taxes on the wealthy, and stronger unions capable of negotiating higher wages. 7, these don't hurt the wealthy. It's not a zero-sum game. In fact, the wealthy will do better with a smaller share of a rapidly growing economy than they're doing now with a large share of an economy that's barely growing at all. These are the 7 economic fundamentals.
I must stop you here. I was trying to follow you, but you're losing me. People of this country are quite correctly holding this government accountable to secure the country and to make you feel safe. Right now, the Ministry of National Security is the largest single allocation in the national budget. We are losing the war against the criminal element, but you hold the government accountable, and the government must be held accountable. The country is awash in blood. There isn't a news item in this country where there isn't a good chance that a major part of the news is who killed who. We take the advice from you, the people, and when you have had enough of what we have done,
Trinidad and Tobago, time check. It's 13 minutes past the hour. 8 o'clock. And you listen to the Gong Report. Don't switch that dial at all. When we come back, we want to open the lines for you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Don't switch that dial. We're going to pay some bills and come back. And it is what it is. And don't be blinded to it. The UNC and the PNM is not the same. One is wicked, one is not. The only thing is the same, and that's based on allegations, is they are both being accused of being corrupt. And as I say, as a grassroots, as somebody with this wealth of experience, knowledge, oh my God, I was a PNM. Look how I run from PNM. And all they want to tell me between the UNC and the PNM is the same. My family members was PNM too, you know. My grandmother, she old, 90 something. She's the only person who remain PNM right now. God, has she living long? Oh, I go say. Yeah. And we all was PNM. Where we from? Bagatelle Dego Martin. Where we come from? Squatting. How that end up happening? Because the PNM government never think about giving African people lands. East-West corridor, Dego people, we must always be shoving these little apartments and them, while the other races are lands. The PNM have never had a land policy to give you, the poor African people, land. Why I respect the UNC? You know, them come in. They had they develop a policy, land for the landless. Before the Kamala government, it was already being implemented by the Pandey government with John Humphrey them by. When the wicked PNM, they want to provide lands to the poor people, but only providing lands to the rich, just like how they give the 1,100 acres up in our report there. And all I know is he talk. The talk is that at this point in time, it's alleged that part of that land, Dr. Rowley is developing it. The talk is part of that land. Faris El-Rari has shares in it. Or they could remember the company. Go, come on. Next week you can remember the company, name of the company that get that land up there in our report. I think they attached them, the move of the mountains. Oh, Monano. Earth movers. I think it's earth movers, boy. And they attach it to earth movers. Mother's company get that land. You know what we hearing is all them politicians, them big bond, them splitting up that 1,100 acres of land. For what? They say they gave that for farming, for agriculture, live product, sheep, or whatever. All you check and see, a man get 1,100 acres of land so long. All that. And he is not the main provider in order to bring down the cost of lamb meat in this country. What I give them all the land for them? Like for the self. And by the meanwhile, what I was doing, the people of Bagatelle environs, the black people, the African people. So PNM people listen to me, you know. Some of them will be hearing the story already. Some of them will be already heard the story already. Some of them will be hearing it for the first time. Why ITAN? Those breaking down the people houses. Although we had certificate of comfort, that displacing we to put a stadium now that we lost generations of youths in Bagatelle environs, Green Hill Village, Patna Village, all these places that we used to go to the northern savannah and play with football, play with cricket. Oh God, you know what sportsman was developed right there, that northern savannah. Now they put a stadium where it's like a dummy there. The people have to pay to go in. It have no activities. The only activities are left for the youths within the area there. It's to smoke weed where they implemented. Drink punching. And use their energy in nothing. And alright, even if you do that, well, create jobs in the area of Diego Martin for the people now. And you know what I realize? What I say, hey, they're dangerous. Because when PNM empower the love Indian, more than we on the east-west corridor, they go Martin Olavi. When they out-power the love we the African. I talk in my mind this morning. I was a PNM. They love we the African. When they're in opposition. You know why when they come in power, they street the Indian good? Because they don't have them. And they want them. And that's what I'm telling all you. We the people gain under the East Indian than we gain under we own. We own don't like we. And that's why I tell all you. You know why the PNM the street we bad and they go Martin. Point 14, Labre, Maloney, La Hoqueta, the East-West Corridor. You know why the street we bad? All in where I go want to represent, well, where I'm putting myself, where I want to show the people where service, all in Toco, Valencia, Grandi, all of them give their life to the PNM. And look at these constituents today. That's what I'm telling you all. Listen to me, please. All I want to see results. All I want to get through, especially you, the people on the East-West corridor. Because while those breaking the Africans in the Martin, Bagatelle and environs, Sebela Stadium day that cause problem now. Those regularizing the Indians in the bamboo. Yeah. I say, what? The bamboo now. $1 billion establishment inside there, boy. Watch how they stink. PNM don't like their own. I wish if many of you in your maxis and your taxis, your PH vehicles, your buses, home, in your offices, watch my lips on Real Media TT and understand I was a PNM. Listen again. Go for people who want you. You know, growing up, your grandmother always tell you, like who like you. Because when you like who you like, then they treat you bad. But who like you. Boy, go for people who like all in a boy. PNM don't like we. In their book, wisdom shall not. So they could continue to do what they want. Go for who like you all. And if the UNC come in power and they play the fool, pop that'll go to. Because we want change. We want different politics. We want politics for the people. And to mind you, UNC was practicing politics to the people. They had their two ten problems. I'm not saying there's a saint, but I'm saying this PNM is a devil. The UNC is more sane than the PNM when it comes to treatment of the people, the respecting of the law, respecting of the constitution, making things happen. So the both of them is not the same. PNM, as Patrick Manning say, Mr. Speaker, I see animosity, and that's in Rowley he was talking about. I see hate, I see wickedness. That's how I take it. I see a man that is totally out of control. Well, you've seen it 8 years now. Rowley's totally out of control. And Mr. Speaker, if you oppose him strongly, he becomes a raging bull. Oh God, all are we seeing the raging bull in what he become? I think he need a mental checkup. And then we still debating when things are the lowest and to crash. That we agree PNM is not the answer, but Ole gave me a solution to UNC is not the answer to. Who it out there that is? Please tell me. Who it have out there that the people going and gravitate to? Please tell me. We are young democracy. We are young people. At this point in time, we ain't developed to that extent yet. Man, right now, I'm giving you all a lecture. The people of Trinidad and Tobago ain't developed to that yet. The fact is, we are race divided. The PNM caused that. The PNM started that. The PNM is the makers of that. We are polarized heavily due to race. And besides that, the PNM start to organize and start to ban various religious organizations. The problem is the PNM. Oh God, boy. Like God had to tell all of that? It is what it is. You all will get the opportunity as we come back. But I had no choice. Because the fact is there, the evidence is there. Between the PNM and the UNC run the country better. They treat the people better. We could have still talk to them. They wasn't as arrogant as them. I'm not saying that there was a Bella Roses, you know. But I'm saying they was doing a better job by far. Because we can't say continue the better job. at every aspect compared to what is the job the PNM is doing at this point in time. And everybody balling. Oh God, boy, all your things hard, things bad. Oh Lord, and things getting worse.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047 as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
This season of Lent, get more options from Royal Castle with their 3 tasty meal specials. Meals made with the freshest fish, seasoned with the Castle's appetizing Trini ingredients and cooked to golden perfection. Choose from the fish combo, 2 succulent pieces of fish, 1 side and a 16-ounce soft drink, or the fish sandwich combo of a tender, tasty sandwich, 1 side and a 16-ounce soft drink, or even a flavorful veggie combo option of a sandwich, a side and a 16-ounce soft drink. Get more options from Royal Castle. Our culture, our taste for Lent.
Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs. Get your eShop, PSN, Roblox, and Steam cards. Also get the latest PS5, PS4, Xbox, and Switch games. We have everyday specials, 2 for $500 on games for everyone. Shop online at sheltechelectronics.com and get even more discounts. Visit us at 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Capital Plaza, Port of Spain. Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs.
There's a new drink that's transforming what you expect from a beverage. U-Juice is 100% natural and has the power of red ginseng, turmeric, ginger, and the world's strongest antioxidant, astaxanthin. Your new favorite drink has arrived. U-Juice, en route to the ultimate you.
U-Juice, U-Juice. And when me drink, me get a natural boost.
The MTV America present now. This is Old School. This is Old School. America's hottest 80s and 90s old school party comes to TNT. Just got paid. It's Friday night. This is Old School. Featuring the Hitman Howie T, Sensational Sammy, the man with the music, and Dr. Ha, the boss of Old School. Hosted by MC Big from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Friday, 31st March at the Ultra Lounge, 868 15 Rush Street, Woodbrook. Dress code in effect. Or 104.7 FM and DMTV America present. This is Old School.
Hey, get your message to the ones who spend. Other major networks have to use 3 or more frequencies to get your message to the listener. One frequency where your message is heard is on 104.7 Iconic Radio. We present the best variety of music throughout the day. M104.7, the home of the icons. For more information, call our sales department at 628-4073 and 221-4913. Call now and request a quotation. No budget is too small.
Babes, and I win $1,000 with Cashpot Instant Win.
Instant Win? What's that?
Well, when you play Cashpot, just add $5 more to get your Instant Win numbers. Check your ticket, and if any of your Instant Win numbers match your Cashpot numbers, you could win up to $1,000 right away. It's really easy. So get ready. I'm taking you out tonight.
Say less, honey. I'm liking this Cashpot Instant Win, boy. We'll stop and pick up some more of those tickets, right?
Win up to $1,000 with the new Cashpot Instant Win. When you play Cashpot, get your Instant Win numbers for only $5 more. Match them with any of your Cashpot numbers in the corresponding panel and you win. Ready for instant winnings? Then play NLCB's Cashpot Instant Win today. Players must be 18 years and older. Please play responsibly.
Chinese and Ari Restaurant, number 67, Western Main Road, James, opposite Standard. For breakfast daily, Monday to Sunday, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. On the menu, sada roti, Friday, roast beef, pie, coffee, tea, Milo, vegetable pizza, pancakes with assorted vegetables. Lunch specials daily from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Chicken pilau, $25. Assorted lunch from $25 to $40. Soup specials and crab and dumpling. Delivery of food available. Dinner a la carte on the pavement from 6 p.m. until burgers, chicken sandwich, hot dog, fries and chicken, nuggets, shrimp burger, gyros, and anything else you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your orders 7 days a week.
Trinity Lighting, 123 Western Main Road, St. James. Special on LED bulbs. Purchase 4 LED bulbs for $100, get 2 free. Trinity, they stock a wide variety of electrical supplies and specialize in light bulbs and parts for all your residential, commercial, marine, and medical fixtures. Remember, buy 4 LED bulbs for $100, get 2 free. 628-8373 or 622-6935. Check them out on Facebook, Trinity Lighting ETC Ltd. Or shop online at trinityetc.com. In the Miami area, contact them at 305-354-2033 or 305-932-0727. Remember, be safe and wear your mask. Trinity Lighting welcomes you to their main store, 123 Western Main, St. James.
Women's Rights Alliance Annual Solidarity March 2023, co-organized by the Institute for Gender and Development Studies, the network of NGOs, WINAD, Caribbean Women in Leadership TT, among others, in commemoration of International Women's Day. This year's theme, Embrace Everyone. 2023, the spotlight is on the importance of protecting the rights of women and girls in all spaces. Women's rights are everyone's responsibility. This ad is sponsored by First Citizens Bank Limited.
Easter Monday, Easter Monday. You know what we say, Easter Monday, that means More FM Sports and Family Day is on. Finally, the biggest and the best sports day in the country is back. And we can bring the entire family back together in person. This Easter Monday, all the More FM families will gather at Constantine Park in Macoya from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. April 10th, Easter Monday. It's the More FM Family Day at the Constantine Park in Macoya. Want to bring your friends and family as a team? Register early because spaces are limited. Or you can just come enjoy the day of fun and picnic with your friends and family and lime with our family of DJs and announcers. Come for tug of war, musical chairs, hoopla, tin pan alley, bouncy castle, and more fun games and activities for the entire family. More FM Sports and Family Day 2023. One family, one voice.
Are you disappointed by astrologers and pundits? Then meet third-generational Pandit Narasimha. He uses traditional methods and gives solutions in problems like marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all negativity, black magic, bad luck permanently. Specialist in reuniting with your ex. Call Pandit Narasimha 359-3939. That's 359-3939.
Welcome to M&M Pharmacy. Strategically located next to Eastside Supermarket in Sangre Chiquito, Sangre Grande. For all your healthcare needs and much more, M&M Pharmacy will give you customer service like no other. Your health is your wealth. That's right.
Looking to complete your home or business project? Well, the place is Michelin Hardware. We carry a large selection of roofing and plumbing supply, lumber, steel, water tanks, tools, and more. Get your sand, gravel, sand filled by the bag, yard or load. No one beats our prices. Visit us at M&R Building, number 97, Eastern Main Road, Aruka, or call 646-2144. WhatsApp 327-7761. Michelin Hardware.
Green Dot continues to deliver internet connectivity to a wide range of communities in Trinidad. With our combination fiber and wireless network, you get the service you need wherever you live. Stream your favorite shows, enjoy online tuition, stay in touch with your work team, and connect with friends and family with internet service at a price you can afford. As communities continue to grow, we continue to deliver. Call 224-GDOT or visit gd.tt today. Green Dot, improving and simplifying lives.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Nice! We finally kill the pit bull. Oh God! He ain't dead! Run!
We are back. Time check. It's 37 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. We're listening to the ground 8 o'clock. 38 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. And we're listening to the ground report. I wish it now 6 to continue going and going. I can go whole day and I don't mind. You know why? So the right thing. Having the will. That's what you need to get. Having the passion. Plenty of you have it. Having the understanding. That's why we are all here trying to have the understanding. But then eventually we had to make the move. Mobile, Mr. Pleasant, good morning to Miss Laslomas. Mr. Laslomas, a pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. Yeah, I'll be passing through on that side this morning. I have some things to go and see. You know, people again. We have to do what we have to do. Serve the people, serve the people, serve the people. Represent. I know why I have it easy compared to plenty other people. Because I love why this do, boy. When you love where this do, time this fly. When you love where this do, it don't take nothing out here when you love where it's doing. But somehow it has some people give themselves for service, not understanding. Service of this magnitude or this nature. We're talking about country. You have to love where it's doing. You have to, you know. You will get more to yourself loving where it is do. I love what I does. I love to serve. I live for this. The lines open. Let's go to the lines. Before we go to the lines, Lennox Smith, you have anything to add? Or you're still there? I'm gonna give you all the numbers by the time. 229-0251. That's 229-0251. Or 239-5120. 239-5120. or give us a WhatsApp call at 366-3053. 366-3053. Regulars, please, just for today, give the opportunity to the first time callers, the people out there that ready for you to hear them. Many of the people love and admire many of you, the regulars, and your contributions. And they will love for you to hear them or hear their contributions. So give the people, first time callers and people who don't really call, the opportunity to call. The lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago. Morning.
A pleasant good morning, Andy and Lennox and Trinidad and Tobago at large.
Nice. And where are you calling from?
I am calling from Caroni Central.
Go ahead, Caroni Central.
First, I want to commend Anil Ram, Member of Parliament, for highlighting the ills of this government with respect to the water, right? One thing he failed to mention to you, though, there are over 9 wells, activated wells, that WASA is using this water from here to carry the creek. Now, even if one is down, there are other 8. What is the problem? Right? What I don't understand is that this is the same WASA under the UNC. Between 2010 and 2015, we had no problem whatsoever for water. More than 70% of the country was getting a pipe-borne water on a daily basis. But the same WASA under the PNM, more than 70% of the people not getting water. Yesterday, WASA came and repaired a broken main of the raw water in Cedars Road in Freeport. Left it in a mess. The people who was living higher up couldn't access their home. They had to pass through farmlands yesterday with their vehicles to get to their home. The mess they live there, we don't know when they will fix it. When people call and say, only God can help, we know God gave us the ability to help ourselves. And if we just call in our radio station and complain about we can't go there and do something about it, it makes no sense. So therefore, we're giving the PNM an upper hand on us to do what they want. Have a nice day, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. In other words, the caller saying you all need to come out. We, the people, need to come out. Morning caller, where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this
Love in the house.
Go ahead, Love in the house.
Yes, no matter. Yeah, what I say now, you see, in the whole of Trinidad and Tobago, right now, I ready to campaign at the end of the day. And here I don't want to hear first thing first. Nothing about no human trafficking, Dr. Rowley. I don't want to hear nothing about that. Because you teach the whole nation something, and like as I alone learn it. The difference between information and evidence. When they ask you after, hey, how come you lock up nobody yet since so and so? You say you only had information, no evidence. You can't do nothing without evidence. So you see, until you have evidence, you will still it. You as the person and the people we need to get rid of. We still know it's you we have to get rid of, Dr. Rowley. You could come and say, well, you were the police launch an investigation. So what? You remember Emailgate? Police launch investigation, Integrity Commission, DPP, even Google had a share. And when you check it out, it was a lie. And to confirm it, just a moments after you come in power, one of the main accused in that same allegation, you handpick he from between people who was never accused and nothing to be the commissioner. That make it more a lie. You feel people born big. Is you still, you can't come and distract nobody with them kind of lie again, you know. That ain't working, you know. That only working on a few people who say they're going on their PNM. But the rest of the PNM people who supporting you, they want to part of you, brother. Just keep an election as an election. If only one thing, then police could go on the investigation, you know, and waste people money, you know, waste the public money, you know, because they're coming out with nothing same speed. I know it's that way and happen at the end of the day. I sure. If only want something to go behind with information and evidence, the final little boy floating in a patch of balize in a pool. There's only 2 things could happen. Either somebody perform that act and train in that patch of balize, or somebody from in there do that, and none all they want to know that all. Let's sit down there and watching that all them PNM supporters. They're defending them demons sit down inside of there. They're wishing nothing and come out of that and all kind of thing at the end of the day. But now just keep an election, but people waiting for you. No part of Laventino over you. No part of Laventino over Hines. And it's an exist up here at the end of the day. They just keep an election. That's all they have to do. Right now, when I call, I don't really call to compete with nobody, and I don't do them thing on radio, you know. But it's a serious thing going on here with people's life. And one thing I want to know, why in God's name you go want to join up Maduro army with we little military service here, by? What kind of pressure we army under that? They need that kind of support, by? I want the opposition leader to don't let that happen, you know. Anytime that happen, you see freedom of speech and freedom of opinion will be forbidden here. Anytime any little group rise up their head talking about democracy, they will disappear. All you know who is these people? Why are you doing that? What are you expecting? What are you planning? I want the opposition leader and them to stand up on that door and show that to see if you go understand what's going on. We understand what's going on, brother. You will not do anything. You will do anything to save yourself, right? Love in the house, Trinidad and Tobago.
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution to the Gong Report this morning?
Good morning. I'm calling from Tacarigua. All countries in the world, God bless all you, I must say first, God bless all you to take all your time to come there so that the country would really know, although they know, what we don't know, we get into here on that program. I say God bless all you, and let us pray for all you. And all countries in the world, the union coming out with the people, and that is what helping the country. The union coming out with the people, and that is what helping the country. But in Trinidad and Tobago, we taxpayers' money gone, while us underground in, and those unions pocket full, so their mouth shut, and they put heavy to walk. They're coming out with the people at all. They have the reason for that. And PNM people, all your change, all your mind. We suffer plenty under Dr. Eric Williams for rice, for pitch oil, for sugar. It was right here in Trinidad and Tobago. From Eric Williams days, it was a problem. If you see the state of the hospital, I was in the hospital, and man, the Minister of Health, I want to get her papers to put them on. Thank you all. God bless you all.
So the hospital's in a mess?
The hospital in a mess. The critical ward in Port of Spain. A woman and let me tell you something. I am not racial. We can't live racial. Look at Narendra Modi in Tanzania. Let's only look at that, and let everybody look at that. We are not racial people. We cannot live racial. If you pray to God and you're racial, you can't serve God. Whether you is Indian, Chinese, anybody, you can't say, look, I love Indian and I do love African. I do love Chinese. You cannot pray to God if you're racial. In Tanzania, there is two, a brother and a sister. These songs was done sing already in Bollywood. They done sing an act. These two of them went and sing the song with the same Tanzania clothes. They dance, they sing the song good, and they dance. But Narendra Modi see it on Facebook. He said, no, it's all people. But if they love that so much, well, then I have to love them. He called the brother and sister from Tanzania, and he gave them the highest award in India, and the High Commissioner of India gave them award. Carry them to India. You don't go by Bollywood people to dance with them, so he carried them, they danced with the Bollywood people, they sang with the Bollywood people, and they got the highest award. Now, I know Hindi, right? And I know Hinduism plenty. I appreciate everybody. If you don't have that love in you to appreciate everybody, you can't have love and you can't pray to God. I want Rowley to watch that, and people must watch them thing to live. You hear?
Thank you so much, Mama. Oh boy, next caller. Oh boy, let me give you the numbers to all new callers. The numbers to call 229-0251. That's 229-0251 or 239-5120. 239-5120, or give us a WhatsApp call at 366-3053. 366-3053. The regulars will just take a little rest just for today. Just for today. Because these people want you all to hear their plights too. Give them the opportunity to speak out dressed like you. Morning caller, where calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Morning, I was on the line already, so yeah, you say only regular, so I'll call back tomorrow.
No, you done here. Go ahead.
Okay, I want my son Donald this morning is with Brother Malcolm X and Love in the House. I'm going to mesh the two of them together. Brother Malcolm X, Dr. Rowley, them will not be able to call no election in this country right now, because they say they push back the local election to December. December is going to come and there will be a next excuse again. I'm telling you from in front now, so we're expecting that. What is we have to be careful about? Going straight to Mr. Love in the House now. Now, what is going to happen in this country here? You see, seizing political power, that is imminent here with Dr. Rowley. And then because I listened to the opposition last night, and the opposition leader and this brother from Tanapuna, the footballer, help me now, the footballer. David
Naked, yeah.
Yeah. Now, those people made some statement on the platform last night, which was not no derogative statement. It was all about the people's business and what we're supposed to hear as a people. Remember, I keep saying the government, this is the PNM and the opposition being paid a salary by taxpayers' money. We're supposed to listen to both of them, but it's happening now that people only want to listen. And to the brother, the PNM brother who called, I want you to hear this carefully, because you will not be able to enjoy what will happen here. You will not be able to enjoy what will happen here, because Dr. Rowley there, for instance, the Balize house, I hear the question on that last night. They want to know where all that money coming from. I think we may be the only country in the world have a political party with such a big building as a house to house the members. That is madness. Where you all getting all this money from? Mr. David Lee spoke about where you all is going to come and explain to this country where our money going, what you all did on our money. So this election that we're supposed to have here, it will not be just an election. It will be a forensic audit into the expenditure of taxpayers' money. And this is more important than anything else in this country right now, because the kind of borrowing this government do and the direction of the expenditure, it helps the people in no form and fashion. And I ask the PNM supporters right now before I leave, name one thing that the PNM did in the past 8 years that a poor man who's sitting by the road could benefit from it right now. Nothing they do. All they do is inflict pain and suffering in Trinidad and Tobago and want to stay in office. Man, let's get out of our face with that foolishness and call an election. Let me deal with the matter by the poll.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. Morning caller, where calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report?
I'm calling from South, and
you have to make it short and sweet. We got your contribution this morning.
Well, we have to get rid of these leech, these lies, and these louses that are sucking the blood of our country and the head of our people, and taking our resources and what we are entitled to and use it to their whims and fancies. Water, light, and food is basic amenities that should be reasonable enough for people to survive and live. I do thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, morning caller, where calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Good morning. Calling from Prisal.
Go ahead, Prisal.
My concern this morning is a concern of with MTS retirees that not getting their monies. It is 3 years plus now, right? They could find money, almost nearly $900,000 to pay to a credit union, which was Ventia Credit Union, but they have no money to pay the retirees on them, right? And that case was on this Gong Report already with that that money being paid to these people, and they keep running around the retirees that they have money in the system, and
I find it taking long to come out of the system. How long ago stick in the system? It's about choke.
It look like it have a choke bad because these people are really playing the fool. People suffering, people died and gone. They can't get the money and all these things. And the minister in the Ministry of Finance stated that the money being allocated to the company to pay the company, but and if they pay the money. So all these things going on, and people being fed up, and written all kind of run wrong, and some lying more than some, you know, who lying better than some. And these workers, we're going to get out the union to call all retirees on all these problems and get to highlight these things for the workers that who've been retired and working over plus 40 years and 7 months and all these things. People work and they can't get their money.
Well, so true. Right. So what we will do is, again, as you're hearing that, many MTS workers or retirees that is alive because they're waiting for them dead out. So they have no money to get to live there. So if that is alive, you all don't afraid to call. So long as you're calling, the only way we will get results is the people that hear we voice. By you all calling, we all hearing we voice. You all building the passion. You all building the will. And when you all build the will, it's so we to come out. We must come out. We have to hit the streets. We have to. Morning, caller. Where calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Morning, Pitbull. Calling from the Barakpo.
Go ahead, Barakpo.
Pitbull, you really feel if you call anything to hit the streets, these people I'm coming out, I tell all you already, is a set of yellow belly, thin, weak people living in this country who go sit down and call a program and want somebody else to do and fix their issue. You don't have to wait for no march or no thing. You know. If you know that how people, the government owing you money, go and get your money. We're afraid how Rowley the demand he wants the money. You see, everybody in this country want to sit down because they know they're comfortable. They're comfortable until, like I always say, it's only when things knocking on the door, then they go realize what really taking place in this country. You see, when they had to bury one other child, you see, when they had to go and look for, to beg for hamper to put food on the table, then you go see they'll get the belly to go and ask for things. But right now, it is affecting them. You know, although he probably want the money, he comfortable there, you know, he has nothing to go and beat the Baba Green or put himself to get tear gas or anything like that. So, that's how there's operate in this country, boy. It's only when things affect we directly, then we want to say something. But every issue they have, you know, there was somebody else to come and fix it for them. And Rowley only watching them and laughing because I tell all you already, Rowley is the biggest coward that have in the whole world. He just hide when you see the other face issues. And after then he go come and buff up everybody. And everybody afraid him. Oh, he's the big bad John. He ain't no bad John, but the man is a coward. Have a good morning, Pitbull. Take care.
What? This hour?
Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. A lot of new callers, which is great. Great for all of us. But the question that last corner posed. Let's go to the lines. Nice. So all the new callers, or people who haven't called for quite a while and want to make a contribution, I'm going to give you all the numbers. 2290251, That's 2290251 or 239-5120. 239-5120. Or give us a WhatsApp call at 366-3053. 366-3053. The lines are open. Morning caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Morning, Andy. Aruka.
Go ahead, Aruka.
Andy, the WhatsApp problem and the water problem, easy to solve, you know. Because if the normal man can't get water, then politicians ain't supposed to get water too. So once we have water, we pay for water. They have to bust all of them pipe and let everybody suffer for water. And stop playing the fool with.
Nah, we can't do that. And then we can't do that over the national airwaves. We can't entice our people to break the law. Especially under this demon, you have a prime minister. If all of we agree the man is a demon. Like all of a sudden paperwork come for sedition and exciting and boom, is handcuffed on the pit bull. Nah, I want them handcuff me on the streets with all of we out there. I mustn't get handcuffed by myself. Hey. All of we have to face it. I feeling it, you feeling it, we feeling it, everybody feeling it. Who feels it knows it. Well, all who feels it, let us do something about it. And it's our democratic right to protest. To voice what we are dissatisfied with. And between all these years and years and years of bad politicians and bad decisions, other than back then in Matandal Daga time, we are people stand up for nothing. Since after them time in the meeting, I wasn't there, I was too small. We ain't stand up for nothing. Then people raise food prices. Or businesses raising food prices, we ain't stand up. The government raise gas that result in food prices and traveling and all kind of thing raising. We ain't saying nothing. Then people closed down we number one foreign exchange earner, the refinery Petrotrin. Thousands of people jobs get licked up. We still ain't saying nothing. We cars mashing up on the roads. Tires will be paying 500 for busting and hitting pothole. Shocks at the buyback. We ain't saying nothing. But the government have nice in office, so out on the road, making sure you inspect and your car or maxi or truck or van, they're making sure your vehicle road worthy. But they're not making sure we have a road worthy road for the vehicles to drive on. Your vehicles must be road ready or worthy for the roads, but the roads not road ready for your vehicles, and it's ticket and it's demerit points. We stand up for nothing. Congratulations to the Gong Report. Sense and Sensibility 104.7. Ruby Robert Way and many other people. The Victor Roberts and the oh God, my boy, my Muslim partner. You're gonna let me miserable when you're ready, you know. But good man, all the people that came together. The Abdullah, everybody that thought to come together in a time when we couldn't have, we came out and we push back. Push back number one, they lock up 30 hours. It derail many of you. It turn off many of you. Many of you get yellow belly. But many of you still stand firm. Push back to the tear gas us. We sure we have the fight. The government wasn't laughing. Like how they're laughing now. We had their back against the wall. Their PNM members media had to highlight the pushback movement and the serious criticalness of the issues till they tried to turn it up. The PNM mainstream media. For those of you who are turned off, because some of you commenting that you ain't want to come back out because people don't come out. We have to stop watching people. Watch ourselves. It starts with us. Don't worry who coming out and who ain't coming out, whoever. You have to make up your mind to come out. You have to make up your mind to get that will, that belly to come out. You ought to make up your mind to fight. See, like what started this morning there in Pre-Sal. That Caroni Central area there. That is what you all have to do. And that after happening in many other communities. You're not getting water. All you have to call, talk out. Come out. Your road's bad. Do what you have to do. I can't tell you what to do, but just do what you have to do. Talk out. Come out. Stand up. Because saying nothing and doing nothing, you're not going to get a result. How you get ice cream without making it? Wow. What you tell me now? How you get food without cooking it? How you get food without planting it? How you'll get good governance without demanding it? Let's go to the lines. All right, all right. Nice, nice. Sorry about that. Trinidad and Tobago, thanks very much for giving us here on 104.7 More FM your ears, your heart, your time. Coming up next, Robert Amar. Sense and Sensibility with yours truly, Robert Amar. Don't forget the Night Corridor Transformation with yours truly, Lennox Smith, on Facebook. Trinidad and Tobago, don't switch your dial, it makes no sense. Because I show 104.7 More FM, through the capable hands of Robert Amaro, will continue to educate you, will continue to inform you. Although I and all this here, he fed up. He fed up, the man fed up. Man, this talk like, boy, I reach the age, well, I kind of alright, but I fed up fight for people who want to fight for themselves. And with all the talk he talking, he fed up. And he's still standing up. And he's still standing up. And he's still giving each and every one of you the opportunity to be on the airways, on 104, gain your voice, although he been victimized by that. And come on, if all of those stand up people get fed up all here. Until tomorrow morning, please God, after God, family comes first. Be safe on the nation roads. Yours truly, the Pitbull of Radio, on behalf of the Ground Report team. We are out of here.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
You're listening to More FM.
To More FM 104.7. Home of the icons. Broadcasting live. From 177 Dragery Road. This is More FM 104.7. Load it.
Lock it.
Leave it.
Love it.
Live it.
And learn it.
More FM 104.7. Sense and sensibility. Bringing the fire to your radio. It's More FM 104.7. If your radio ain't on M104.7, More FM, your radio ain't saying nothing.
Democracy. It provides the right, but it demands a responsibility. Have we, citizens of the Republic, arrived at the proverbial crossroads? Is democracy in Trinidad and Tobago under threat? Are you now ready to do what is right to ensure a better future for your family? Let's take a stand and demand that referendum be included in the Constitution now. Inaction is not the solution for the desired result. Join me and sign this online petition as we start the process to convince 500,000 citizens who must first agree in order to ensure success for referendum to be included in the Constitution. Referendum will ensure that you have a future choice, which politicians, irrespective, take for granted and make those decisions without your approval. Demand your say. It's your democratic right. Let's hold our politicians to account, especially to their oath of office. It's time to reset your mindset.